Right now, we're diving into some college hoop. We've got Sean Higgs joining us.
Just a reminder to hit like and subscribe, and also the bell if you want to be notified every time we post a new video.
Let's go to Texas Tech, Baylor. Texas Tech, the number 22 team in the land. Baylor, number 2 after losing to Kansas. They've had a rough stretch. They're coming off a loss to TCU. That was a big upset there. Texas Tech, they close out the year playing Baylor and Kansas. So it's a rough stretch for them. This is going to be the start of a tough end to Big 12 play for them. Texas Tech is road dogs in this one. Baylor is -8. Total is 130.5. Who do we like?
You know, Baylor is off that loss. But, I mean, how do we look at this? They had won 23 straight. They lose a real close one to Kansas. They come out and win by 20 in the next game. So you figure, all right, they bounce back from that loss. This is who they are. But then they lay an egg here, or excuse me, in the last game. So you kind of scratch your head a little bit. One, Kansas is going to wrap up the conference. I mean, so they don't have to worry about that. Texas Tech, though, these guys last year came out struggling. You know, obviously, like Virginia, you get that target on your back. Teams are playing extra hard. And you got a young team. You're led by a freshman in scoring, sophomore in scoring, number 2 in their scoring there. So it takes a little time to gel with everybody coming together. I like the way they've been playing, but 3 and 6 on the road stuff, and you're closing at Baylor and then in Kansas. I don't know. This is the time for them to play a little better. You think that they'd steal one of these games based on their talent alone? I don't know. I'm leaning the points here on Baylor just simply because I like Baylor, but maybe we've seen something here with this last game. Maybe, I don't know what to say. They rebound incredible. Texas Tech's not a good rebounding team, but yet they somehow end up losing games by 2 or 3 points. So they're right there with it. But something tells me Baylor here, I don't know. Maybe they're taking a step back. Like, are we really as good as that 23-game win streak? Did we get lucky in that first route over Kansas with things going right, as we talk about sometimes in games? So I'm going to take the 8 points based on, I don't know, Baylor might be questioning themselves a little bit because I don't think TCU is that great a team. Maybe some people think they're kind of a bubble team. I don't know. I don't get into that kind of bracket kind of stuff, but I'm going to take the points here. I just think Baylor, I don't know if their heads are in the right spot right now after that loss. That's just that's where I'm going. I'm taking the points here.
I think 8 points is a lot for Baylor against Texas Tech just because these are two teams that both play great defense. So in a game where there's only, say, 50 or 60 points scored, 8 points is a lot. So I think 8 points is a lot to give Texas Tech, a team that's ranked, mind you. Granted, Baylor's number 2, Texas Tech number 22, but still this year in college basketball, it seems like the rankings, there's not that big of a gap between the top and the bottom.
And they're more desperate. They've lost 2 straight. They need to straighten the ship here going into the tournament for the Big 12. So that's why I'm kind of like, you know what? You mentioned the defense, a gritty team. I mean, they get out rebounded 35-19 and still lose a game by 2 or 3 points. So the ability is there to score when need be. But again, it's probably going to be an ugly kind of game. I'll grab the points. So I'm with you on Texas Tech. The solid defense, and it's just been such a topsy-turvy year in college. What do those numbers mean? 1, 2, 10, 8. I really don't think it means much.
Right, especially according to Vegas. We've seen in some of these spreads, the Vegas doesn't take too much stock in these rankings.